Hi there, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple months since I've been here. This is Tammy's Crafty Life, and my videos these days are primarily about cross stitch. My last video was the middle of June, and I'm not a monogamous stitcher, but lately when I get going on a project, I want to do it for a while, so I was trying to do videos every other week, and when I was going to try it, sorry I'm moving the camera, when I was going to try it after a couple of weeks from my last one, I only had like 2 or 3 projects I'd worked on, and that seems like a waste for a video, so I waited, and then I procrastinated, and here I am now, 2 months later, almost. So thank you for coming back if you're returning, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. I hope you like what you see and you'll come back. I have a lot of stuff to show you today, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too long. We will see. Let's see. What do I want to start with? I have some fully finished objects, some finished objects, a whole bunch of whips, and I'm just going to do a little bit of haul. I could do a haul video that would last for hours because Hobby Lobby had a huge sale. I don't know if it's still going on, but all their spring shop was 75% off, so that was fun. I went in to buy some floss and ended up spending way too much money, but I got a ton of stuff. Anyway, so my last video I showed you, I think I showed you my summer home. It was a stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop, I believe in June. I'm not positive, May or June. And I had partially finished it. I mounted it on board and backed it with some fabric. And then I was waiting for a backer from Chantel, who's 141 Design Company, or Design Co. I don't know which is the right way to say that. And it came, and so now this is a fully finished object. So let me show you this. This is Summer Home. It was a stitch along. I painted this back part white and then this purple. I'm a purple lover. I painted it to match the house, and it looks like in the video they're not perfect, but in real life they really match. So I was very happy with that. One thing I haven't figured out yet with her backers is they're only like between 1/8 and 1/4, maybe 3/16 of an inch thick. I haven't figured out how to add backer hangers on them, and you'll see on another one that, like, this one is easy. I could there's ones you can buy that like glue on, I think, but on one of them it's way bigger, and I'm afraid it would fall apart. So I was very pleased with that. It just turned out the way I wanted. And then, thank you to Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop. I'm in love with Primrose Cottage stitches with their patterns. And I was watching one of their videos, and Lindsay came out with a pattern. Oh, now I don't remember the name of the pattern. Darn, I'll list it in the notes below because I didn't pull it out. But it has a bonus pattern in it, and the bonus pattern is called Strawberry Cottage. So this is a start and a finish for me. This Strawberry Cottage, when she showed it, that's why I bought the pattern. I don't know if I'll ever stitch the bigger picture. It's a picture of a house. It's her wedding sampler that she made for her wedding. But I saw this and I fell in love with it. So this is Strawberry Cottage. This is on a tag that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's in the wall decor. It said something in black, something about coffee, I believe, and I sanded it off and then painted over it. I think it was in the fall stuff. I don't remember for sure, and it's got these balls on it. So I untied this and took this off to paint it, and then I distressed the edges a little bit. But when Lindsay showed that, I just fell in love. And I'm not a pink person, but I fell in love with this house. And I'm also not real froofy. She had it on what looked like a cutting board, and I could not find one the right size. I looked at every one they had. So that's why I went with this tag instead. And she had some big bows on it, and I think all that's beautiful, but it's way more than me. I mean, I don't do stuff like that. So I do mine way more subdued. So both of these trims are from Stampin' Up. This is a ribbon that I colored with alcohol markers. It was a white ribbon with silver trim, and I colored it. So I thought this just turned out adorable. I have not figured out where I'm going to put it. My house is tiny. I don't have a lot of places to put things. So I'm accumulating these finishes. The ones I showed earlier this year, I haven't figured out where to put those either. And then my last fully finished object that I am just in love with, this is another backer from Chantel at 141 Design Company. And this is the month to month. And here is my August. This backer is so much fun. She made it 3D so you can put flowers in it. I'm also not a flower arranger, and these look kind of crappy. I need to do them over so they're all kind of sticking up. I need them to stick out. But so that is the big pattern. Hopefully you can't hear my cat out on the porch yowling. This fabric is not sunflowers, it's daisies, but the colors matched perfect. So I had to use it. And then there's the little sunflower one, same fabric in the back. The way I finished this, because this is a monthly pattern that comes in the mail, I used magnets. So I put the magnets on the board and I put washers on the back. I finished it with white cardstock and put washers on the back, and then I can just add this on there every month. Now, it's hard to do upside down and backwards, but... And then for the bottom, these are the tart pans that Stitching with the Housewives talks about. And I'll show you what I did with mine. So there's magnets on here. I put 2 magnets on here because one didn't work. And the whole thing comes off. I did that. And then I put magnets on the back of it also. And the tart pan I glued together because I tried it without, because you know the bottom comes out of these things. I tried it without and the outside slid around. So I glued this together. I used Distress Collage Medium to glue it together. According to Tim Holtz, this will glue anything to anything. And I have used it on a lot of things and it works great. And then this, I also backed this with white cardstock and put magnets there. This has a layer of batting. I didn't do that with the fabric. And then it just goes inside there. And I think it's adorable. I just love that. It was so quick and easy to make. Instead of trying to cut cardboard, I see a lot of people draw circles and cut cardboard. I have a die cutting machine and circle dies. So this is a 3-inch circle. I cut the same. These are backings that come in Stampin' Up! Designer papers. It's a heavy cardboard. So for this, I cut out 6 3-inch circles and glued them together. And I think I only did 4 for this one. And these were, must be a 4-inch circle. So that was that. And I just love this. I have bought a bunch of backers from Chantel, and these are the only 2 I've used so far. But I love them. And thank you to Priscilla and Chelsea. This month is the first time I've stitched a Priscilla and Chelsea pattern, and I'm loving these month-to-month patterns. And like I said, this one's heavier. I haven't figured out how to hang it up. So for now, it's sitting on top. It's going to stay there. It's sitting on top of my printer right by my desk. That's all my fully finished. And then I have 3 items that were all 3 starts and finishes, I believe. For Jolly July, one of the things I decided to do was Christmas letters by also Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I started and finished it. This is Snowflake. It's Fabric Flare 14 count Ada from Fat Quarter Shop, and it's called Snowflake something. I don't remember Snowflake what, but this is it. I used the called for colors. I mixed up my reds. They're backwards. There's 2 different reds, and they're backwards, but I did have it ironed, but it's been in a box. I don't know how I'm going to finish this. I'm thinking maybe a flat fold, a tall skinny flat fold, but I'm not positive. So that is Christmas Letters by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And then for cross stitch camp for the month of August, I had this pattern I really wanted to do, and so Lindsay at Primrose Cottage Stitches has challenged everyone to do what she calls flags on the 4th, and that is to start a new flag project on the 4th of each month, and then when 4th of July comes around, you'll have a bunch of them, as long as you finish them, to put in your dough bowl or whatever you want to do. And I had found, this is again thanks to Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop, she had Diane, who is Silver Creek Samplers, on her YouTube, Flosstube. And I fell in love with all of Diane's patterns, just like I did with Primrose Cottage. And I really wanted to do this one. So this is called Founding Promises. And I think it's just so cool. I don't know how well you can tell. I'm going to try to get it really close. Look at the shading in the flag. The way that it's done was amazing. This was a really fun stitch, and it only took me about a week. And I just love it. And this fabric is 16 count Be Stitch Me. And I don't have my thing that says which fabric it is, but is it Be Stitch Me? It might be Fiber on a Whim. I'll put this in the notes below also, because I should have got that out and I didn't, but I just think this is beautiful. I don't know how I'm going to finish this either, but I love it. And my last my last finished piece, this one was also a start and a finish since my last video. This was a Flags on the 4th one also. It's one I started in July. Well, I started more than one flag project in July, but this is called Red, White, and Bloom, and it is I want to say Cherry Hill Stitchery. I should have that. Why is it? It's not. I fell down on my preparing job because I missed on the finishes. I got it on everything else. So this is Red, White, and Bloom by Cherry Hill Stitchery. It's got flags in it. This fabric is 16 count Aida that I dyed myself. I didn't know what I was going to do with it when I dyed it, and it's much more bright than it's showing on the camera. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish this. I was thinking about just, well, I have this cut out for, I was going to do this size, which is just the size of it. But then I still didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I put it away because I wasn't ready yet. So that's what size it would have ended up. It was a quick stitch and a lot of fun to stitch, and I think it's beautiful. It's funny, I don't like red at all, but I like patriotic stuff. I like red, white, and blue stuff. So that is all of my finishes and fully finishes. Let's see, what do I want to show you next? I guess I'll go into whips, and the ones I have right here on my left are just my regular whips, and then I'll have to go to get the ones that are stitch-alongs. I have this bag. It's blue, and it is full of flaggy patterns. As I find flag patterns I want to stitch, I stick them in here. I have a couple that were already whips that I haven't worked on for a while, so there's no need to pull it out and show you because you've seen it before. But it's a big bag. This is one of the Fat Quarter Shop bags, and it's holding a lot. So, again, Lindsay with Primrose Cottage came out with this Flags on the 4th pattern. Don't think it's going to glare too much. And it's tiny, and I thought, well, that's going to be a quick stitch. Well, it's not that quick. Here's my tiny little start. This fabric is 18 count opalescent, and this was Fortnite Fabrics, and I don't know what they called it, but that's my tiny little start on that one called Flags on the 4th. This has other patterns, 3 other patterns in it too. And then the other thing I was working on for Flags on the 4th by Primrose Cottage Stitches is Star Spangled Street. Star Spangled Street. I love the long skinny ones. This one I had a pretty good start on a fabric that I was not liking stitching on, so I started it over. And this is It's got to be fabric flare because it's white on the back. But I don't remember what the fabric is. Do I have it here? Nope, I didn't write it down. I have my little card, but I didn't write the fabric down. So it's kind of a cloudy, like a light blue with white. And that's a tiny little start. I started in the middle with two of the houses. So those are all my flags on the 4th stitches that I have going on now. I'm loving that. It was a great idea. And then for cross stitch camp in July, I had started Meow Block Party by Hands On Design. And I got to the last week of the month and I was like, I'm not going to be done. And I wanted to actually finish my project. So that's when I did the Strawberry Cottage instead. I'm still working on this. I absolutely love this. I have the little pins too. And what I have done so far is the top is done. Well, it doesn't have the felt piece on it, but the stitching is done on the top. And then I have started on the bottom. So it was the last week of the month and this was all I had done for the going all the way around the sides there. So that's why I panicked and pulled out something else. I do want to finish this, and then I have so far 2 others of the block parties because I love them. This one is on 14 count Rustico Ada. That's not right. I switched it. Okay. This is on a 16 count by Fiber on a Whim, and I do not remember the color because I wrote it on a card and then I didn't, when I changed the fabric, I didn't fix it. So I'm batting 1,000 for having my ducks in a row. The next thing I have is the September month to month by Stitching with the Housewives. I really like this. Again, I don't like red, but I really like this. This is on 14 count Magical Clouds by Fabric Flare, and all I have so far is the T. I haven't gotten any farther. My August is stitched on the Pale Gray Gingham by Fabric Flare that the Fat Quarter Shop has. And last time I showed you this, it's called Love on a Limb by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I'd seen this pattern on Brenda Handwork Maniac and fell in love with it. I'm a little bit bummed the way that it printed out and the way it looks online. The color, these are not the colors. You'll see when I show it to you. These are very bright and vibrant and beautiful. Well, only the Big Bird is not the same color. So I stitched a lot on this. I wanted to finish just the owls before I put it away. And I managed to finish the owls. See, that owl is way more dusty. He's not that bright blue. And then this is 18 count fabric that I dyed myself. It's just with Rit dye, pink dye. And I'm not very good at dyeing, but I wanted pink for this, so that's what I did. Over there. And also for Jolly July, I decided I was going to start the Prairie Schooler Christmas Eve, and I did start it. I got this idea from Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop. Cheryl was stitching this on this fabric, and I had to do this because I just loved it. This is that same fabric that my Christmas letters is on, and I have just a tiny start, part of the reindeer, but it's the snowflake fabric. So I hope to work on this some more and get it done before Christmas because it's such a fun project. And except for this down here at the bottom, it's all going to be a pretty quick stitch. Let's see. Hi there, I'm inserting this in the middle of my video. My camera turned off, and when I started it again, I didn't realize it had missed a whole thing. What I was saying was, one of my sales I'm working on this month is Welcome Autumn by Primrose Cottage Stitches. This is it. This is a stitch along hosted by Nicole Spohr. She has a Facebook group and a Flosstube channel. and she's hosting this stitch along. So this is how far I am. And I will say this border is taking me forever. I got tired of working on the border. That was week 1. And I went to the pumpkins and the sunflower, and now I'm back to finishing the border before I go to week 3, because I've done week 2. So that was what it cut out of my video before I started again. Sorry, you know, I'm holding this because I already put away my stand. And I don't think it cut out anything else. So the next thing it's going to show you is where I left off. So sorry for the weird video. Okay, my camera just stopped. That was annoying. I was saying I was out of needle minders, so I grabbed a big button and put magnets on the back of it. But I'm loving this. This is a lot of fun. So that's the stitch alongs I'm currently doing. And then I haven't done much on this one. Nicole is also doing a Year of Celebrations 2 by Hands On Design. And I don't like 2 as much as 1, so I decided I would do 1 instead. And I am starting on August, which I was going to have it done before August, but that didn't happen. And here's my little start. This fabric is by Bestitch Me, and I think it's called After the Harvest. And I contacted Brandy and asked her if I could get some more, because this is my last piece and I love it. So that one's a Year of Celebrations by Hands On Design. And then for July, Fat Quarter Shop had Boo Crew. And this is what Boo Crew looks like. And here is my Boo Crew. It's on a different fabric. This is Fabric Flare. It's called Provence, I think. And I changed my purple. The purple that they used is more reddish, and I really like this color of purple. And I don't know what color it is. 550. What did I use? Oh no, it's not DMC. It is Ultraviolet by Weeks Dye Works. That's my purple. And I love that color of purple. So I changed to that. And then another one with Fat Quarter Shop in July was Letters to Santa. This one I'm stitching on 16 count Aida. This is by Bestitch Me, and it's called It's a Mystery. And that was the completed project. I didn't get as far on this one. I only really got all of week 1. Well, I didn't get all of week 1 because I haven't finished the border. So I just got this little bit done here. But this is going to be really pretty when it's done. And also in July, Misty, who's Luminous Fiber Arts, was doing Sneaky Spooky Spells. This is stitched on 16 count Aida. The color is Opulence, and Misty dyed it. This is the end result. Very, very cute. Not sure about the green witch, but that's okay. I only have week 1 finished, or part 1 finished, because I got sidetracked by other things when I finished this, but I love this piece. I haven't decided if I'm going to stitch them all in a row like this, or if I want to do them separate. That's kind of what stopped me. So, not sure about that yet. So that is all of my whips. I went through those much faster than I expected. My stitch alongs and my whips. So I want to show you something I've been working on, and then I'll show you a little bit of haul. I was in the military, so I traveled a lot, mostly just coming home on leave. I didn't get to travel around the world like I wanted. But when I first started traveling, I started buying playing cards everywhere I went. And then I started buying miniature playing cards. So I have this box of playing cards that signify many different places that I went in my travels. And I guess I thought someday I would do something with them, like make a display or something. I don't even play with them. I used to carry one little tiny set that I always played solitaire on the airplane because they were tiny. So I decided to make floss drops with some. And this is the first ones that I did. These are Mount Rushmore. These are Doesn't look like it wants to focus. They are the tiny, well, I have some that are smaller. But these are like the normal miniature size playing cards. And then I'm also making floss rings, and I got some cabochons, and I'm making the cabochon to match. So that, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. That is Washington's face. I had seen somebody make these cabochons using designer paper, and when I started doing these floss drops, I thought that was perfect. I'll show you another set. I got these cards from Arizona, and this is Cocapelli is what his name is. So these aren't on a ring yet, and he's not in his little thing yet, but this is what I cut out. Little Cocapelli with a bigger oval cabochon, and I got the backers for them. And then these are the floss drops. So there's a big hole down here and a small hole up here. And what I'm doing with all of these is I'm gluing 2 cards together because I like my floss drops to be thick. So these are the thickness of 2 playing cards. So I have a bunch of these, and I'm trying to decide if I want to try to sell them or what I want to do with them. This is really how far I've got so far, is these 2 decks of playing cards. I do have another set. Well, not a set. I have another one I experimented with that I had these Easter cards. They're little egg-shaped. They're small, but they're shaped like an egg. And so that's the only other one that I've played with. So I don't know if they're going to be gifts for Stitchy friends or if I'm going to try to sell them. I also want to make scissor fobs and other stuff like that because I have all the beading stuff. So let me know what you think. And doing these, if I made sets of these to sell or give away, I'm trying to figure out how many to put on here, because since there's 54 playing cards in a deck because there's 2 jokers, but I use 1 or 2 cards for the cabochons, and I'm gluing them together, so I end up with 25. So I guess it means it would be 12 or 13, unless somebody needed a whole ring full of 25. So that's just something I've been having fun with. Let me know what you think. I'm curious to know what you think about that. I also, at Joann's the other day, I was out of Christmas and Halloween needle minders. So I bought some fun buttons. There's Santa and Mrs. Santa. And they had a bunch of Disney Halloween buttons. There's Mickey and Minnie. And a Halloween pumpkin. And I just put little magnets on the back and made myself a bunch of needle minders. So that was fun. Okay, now I'll just show you some of the haul that I've gotten in the last 2 months. It's been quite a bit, so I'm only going to show you part of it. So the first thing I'll show is, what was I doing? I was browsing around on Etsy and this pattern popped up. I wasn't even looking for it. It's from Little Dove Designs. I'm pretty sure I've heard of them. I don't think I've bought from them. And this pattern popped up, and it just looks really cool. It looks fun. I'm not going to start it this year, but it will definitely be one of my Halloween starts for next year. And then to go with my flags on the 4th, I'm in the Fat Quarter Shop Fabric Flare Monthly Club, and this is the fabric that came in July. Isn't that fun? It's kind of muted, stars and stripes. So it goes in that bag with all the other stuff, and I got to figure out what I'm going to stitch on that. It's 14 count Aida. And then, I don't know what made this pop up. Somebody was talking about Creative Carol Designs, and she makes these cool folders. I think it just popped up when I was on Etsy, because I buy project bags and stuff sometimes. And I love this fabric. I think foxes are so cute, and I like colorful things. And so she makes these folders, and there's a clear pocket here, and then behind it, so there's a clear pocket there, but then behind it is another pocket. And this is her business card, Creative Carol Designs. And then in the middle is a fabric thread bed. with felt for a needle and a little loop there. So I don't know what I'm going to put in here. It's smaller than I thought, so it would be small patterns that you would put in it, but I haven't figured out what to put in it yet. So I just keep looking at it. It's laying on my desk and it's pretty. I just keep looking. And this, Doreen Jones, I think I must like her page on Facebook. And this popped up a month or so ago. And it's stunning. And I used to do heart hanger and I want to get back into it. And it's a little bowl that's made with heart hanger. Sunflower pin cushion pot. And I just thought that was beautiful. So I had to buy the pattern, and then when I was looking at that pattern, she had 3. I don't think I haven't printed the third one. The third one is a pouch, a little pouch for scissors. This is a little sewing pouch, but I want to make it, it'll hold scissors and maybe needles. And I just thought this was beautiful. I love sunflowers. And it uses, well, this uses 2 different colors of 25 count Lugana, or 25 count fabric. And I couldn't decide what to do, so I was on the Fat Quarter Shop, and I bought Heritage, Barley, and Parchment. So I have 3 colors. All I need 2. But I couldn't decide, and I was already buying Barley for my Welcome Autumn. So when I get ready for that, I'll have 3 colors to choose from. And it takes, this will take quite a bit of fabric, because there are 6 motifs on the outside and 6 on the inside, plus a bottom, a top and bottom for the bottom. So it'll take a bit of fabric. It was hard to figure out the fabric too. It's like, it would be very, very wasteful to do it the way the instructions say, because they want a 7 by 10 piece of fabric for a thing this big, and I can probably fit them all onto one. Let's see, only a few things left. And then I was watching Elisa, who is Ecrafting in Colorado. She did a kit parade. I love butterflies, and she showed these 2 kits. And so I had to go find them. This one I had to get from eBay. Isn't that beautiful? And this one I found on Amazon. And when I was searching for these 2, sorry for the crinkling, I came across this that I think is stunning. It's Purple and Butterflies. Is that right side up? No, this is right side up. Purple and Butterflies. The downfall is that it's a printed cross stitch that's on huge fabric. It's like 10 or 11 count fabric. But it comes, does it come with a chart? I don't think it comes, oh yeah, it comes with a chart. Oh, I shouldn't show you the chart. See from here, it comes with a chart. So I'm thinking I'm going to just stitch it on a white fabric. And I'm not going to do this. Because also with this you have to use 4, 5, or 6 strands of floss. And I'll stitch it like on an 18 count or something. I got to figure out how big it will be, but it's going to be beautiful. My birthday is next month, and this might be my birthday start if I figure out what I'm going to do. Probably one of those butterflies will. And then I have some elephant patterns. But I'm not sure. I'm going to try to find one. And my last couple bits of haul is I get from So Much to Love, I get their project bags every month, and I get the big one. And this just came in the mail yesterday. And it's beautiful. Look at that fabric. Very pretty. Birds. And then this comes with the little tiny one. Well, you can't hear my cat. He's really throwing a fit. And it always comes with a pattern, and I think I've already put the pattern away. And then this, and it comes with a notion of some sort, and it came with this cute little needle minder. So that was this month. And last month for July, this was what we got. And this is fun. So I have the little one for it too. And this one has something in it. Jessica, who is Sweetwater Stitcher, was talking about a Tisket, a Tasket Sal. I think I showed in a previous video that I bought this pattern, but I didn't want to use these colors. So I contacted, is it called Stitching New England, and asked them to do a color conversion for me. And so they did, and my colors, did I already show you this? I can't remember. My colors are purple. Here's my own little cabochon that I made out of pattern paper, just because I thought it was cute. So these are my colors. I need something white. White, white, white. Everything white. Oh, here, this is white. She left the grays and switched the blues to purples. And I think they're beautiful. And then I asked her to suggest a fabric. I wanted to do a purple fabric, like a light purple. She sent one that she suggested that was gray, but I had that and two other ones that I was trying to decide between. And so I did a thing on Facebook, and it's kind of funny because people chose the gray, but I decided to go with the green. So this is my fabric. It's fiber on a whim. Beanstalk. I haven't started this yet. I should start this next month also for birthday start. Can't wait to see it going. And then there's the little doodad. I haven't really done much with these because most of my projects have more floss than will fit in one of these. But they'd be cute just to throw in your purse too. You could use it for pencils and pens. So I think that's it. I don't know how long this was. I have some other stuff that I want to work on. My plans. Let me see what I said my plans are. I make plans and I don't follow plans. Last month, or when I did my last video, my plans were cross-stitch camp. I have the Flosstube Street Sal that I haven't done anything else on after the first two parts, but I do want to finish that. Luminous Fiber Arts, Boo Crew, and then the Jolly July. And Whip Go. I have failed miserably at Whip Go. I keep changing it every month to match what I want to stitch, so why am I bothering with Whip Go? I've getting on the bandwagon with all these stitch-alongs, and so that's what I've been doing. So for the rest of August, I want to finish the two stitch-alongs that I'm doing, Welcome Autumn and Toil and Trouble. And for September, Primrose Cottage Stitches is doing at least one more stitch-along. Java Girl Stitches just started a new Facebook group, and she's doing 3 stitch-alongs in September. I haven't decided what I'm doing there yet. And then I have my starts here that I want to do for my birthday month. And this month, when I finish Welcome Autumn and Toil and Trouble, which I should finish, it's only the 11th, so I should finish them in the next week and have the rest of the month. I want to go back and try to finish Boo Crew and Letters to Santa and the Year of Celebrations. Well, I won't finish the Year of Celebrations, but at least finish a month or two. And then whatever else falls my way. I love starting new projects. I have a bunch of charts on their way to me. I bought some from Primrose Cottage, and I bought some from the Fat Quarter Shop. And then Shannon Christine has a Facebook page, and every Friday she does a free pattern. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. I don't want to show the pattern part, but today it was a cutest little hedgehog. So I'm going to be stitching that sometime soon. I don't think that's focusing. It's too little. I've printed all the ones that Shannon Christine has had because they're just adorable. And I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll come back for the next one. It is my intention to not go 2 months in between videos, so we'll see how that goes. I think that's it. I hope everyone's having a fabulous summer, and happy stitching. Bye for now.